Hey guys, today I'm going to be playing with the Sony 100-400 f4.5 G Master. This is a pre-production lens, but it is reviewable, so we're going to be talking about it today. But Sony can only give it to us for a very short time. There's not many units, and this is the only day that fits our schedule. So we're out here on this ridiculous day today. We're going to get wind gusts of 70 to 80 kilometers an hour all day. It's freezing cold, so we're gonna go to the zoo. We're gonna brave the outside conditions, but we're probably gonna do a lot of shooting inside as well. And this is what we do for you guys. You might hear some wind noise today. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm Chris Niccolls, this is a PetaPixel. It's freezing cold. So there's a saying here in Calgary that if you don't like the weather, you wait 5 minutes. I guarantee you that's not the case today. It's gonna be awful all day today, but normally that's true, so our weather is unpredictable, but you know what's not unpredictable? Fair pricing on KH.com. It's right there, you can see it along with the condition of the gear that you're looking at, the prices up front along with all the accessories that come with it. So it's a really good resource and you can buy it with the peace of mind. You get a 180-day warranty on thousands of items. You get a generous return policy if you get buyer's remorse. Oh, it's so cold. And you know what else is great about KH's main offices? They're in Atlanta, Georgia, which I'm sure is beautiful right now. Anyways, if you're looking for gear that's new to you, you should definitely go to KH.com. They are PetaPixel's official pre-owned camera gear partner. Okay, so the animals, they're doing the smart thing. They're staying indoors. Maybe that's what we should be doing right now, but let's take this opportunity, shielded from the incredible tornado strength winds by these big rocks, to talk about the handling here on this brand new lens. So the first thing that struck me is actually just how compact and easy this is to carry around. This is only 1,840 grams. That's less than a knock for a lens this size. And so this is gonna be about 400 grams heavier than the older 100-400 f4.5 to 5.6 lens, but it's not really that much bigger physically, and I'm finding this very easy to carry around. 95mm filter threads here on the front, customizable buttons on here, nice zoom ring. You do also have a little rocker there which you can customize. Manual focus ring is well damped. On the side of the lens here, I've got all my classic controls: autofocus, manual focus, full-time dynamic manual focus. I've got a focus limiter, image stabilization. Of course, I can turn that on or off and switch between all the modes. At the back here, we do have drop-in filters, which is nice, but I do like the fact that that 95mm in the front is there, because those are not impossible to find. And of course, like any G Master of this caliber, this is gonna be rugged, fully weather sealed against dust, splashes, really any sort of inclement weather you can get. Now the tripod collar is not adding a ton of weight, but it's also not removable, although you could take the foot off with an Allen key if you wanted to. But I like that there's a little switch here buried under this door, and it lets me set the functionality here to either have clicks every 90 degrees at the detents or just have completely smooth turning function. And you know, some people like that, some people like the detents, so everybody's happy. What everybody's not happy about is the fact that there's no Arca Swiss dovetail cutouts on the foot. I don't know why. Everybody wants this. Why don't they do that? It's crazy. Woo! So you've got an XD linear motor on each of the major optical groups for a total of 4, and that's driving everything nice and quick. This is what I expected. I mean, Sony lenses always focus quickly at this caliber for wildlife, but I'm gonna have zero issues tracking, focusing, and getting quick acquisition of targets from near to far and back again. So I always like taking pictures of the wolves when I come here. Like, it's a fairly natural looking environment, and I can get closer than you would ever get in the wild, of course. So 100-400 makes a lot of sense for situations like this, but there's a lot of places where you're gonna want more than 400mm. I mean, this is still a very useful range for some sports and action. For wildlife, it's bare minimum. Yes, I can throw teleconverters on here, absolutely. 2x converter, 1.4x converter, those would all be great additions to this. And the fact that it's an f4.5, I mean, it's a third of a stop slower than what you would typically get in a lot of wildlife lenses like this, but it also keeps the cost down and the weight down. And if I need the extra range, teleconverter it is. Maybe a little bit of cropping. Okay, so we're just leaving the rainforest sanctuary, which is really cool, but really humid. Lens is fogging up. I want to go across the conservatory, which is also humid, but we're going to get a lot of cold air on this. So lens cap in, under the shirt. Let's go. Run. Okay, let's talk about bokeh now in this lens. And I mean, G Masters have really developed a solid history of having beautiful bokeh, soft backgrounds, and clean looking specular highlights. This is no exception. I mean, you're getting beautiful highlights, really nothing like no onion rings, nothing like that, beautiful and clean. And that makes those backgrounds just melt away into softness. You're not gonna get the same shallow depth of field as say like an f2.8 lens, like a prime for sure. But I still feel like the wildlife shots I'm getting, any sort of detail shots I'm getting, that background will just melt into soft color, and I really like those transitions. Oh, do you hear that? The world itself is breathing right now. You can hear it going, but you know what doesn't breathe? Shut up. This lens, okay, this lens is fantastic. Videographers looking for a wildlife telephoto, rejoice, because this is the one for you. Not only does it have that beautiful soft bokeh, but when you're pulling focus from near to far and back again, the field of view does not change almost at all. So that also means you don't have to worry about using breathing compensation on the camera body and giving up resolution or field of view or anything like that. This lens just has you covered. And sharpness, again, really easy to see here in the test charts, looking at the center at 100 millimeters, great detail at f4.5, beautiful stuff. Stopping down, I really don't notice much of a difference. I was also impressed by how good the corners were. At f4.5 here, minimal vignetting, good detail, maybe things sharpen up just a touch when you stop down, but 100 millimeter, very consistent across the field. We go to 400 millimeters, it's basically the same story. Beautiful centers here, wide open at f4.5. Slight, if any, improvement when you go to f8, almost not noticeable. I would say the corners are a little bit weaker at the 400 mil range, but again, this is incredibly minor. As you can see here at f4.5, tons of detail. We get a little bit of improvement when we stop down to f8, but overall, this is an incredibly sharp lens. All right, guys, so another G Master telephoto has entered the fray. It was great for what we're doing today. And I think the real takeaway here is that Sony needed something like this. Just gives us that extra speed over the older 100-400. Still very easy to carry around for a whole day handheld. And I had high expectations for this lens. I knew that it was gonna be sharp. I figured it was gonna have nice bokeh, and it has all those things. I mean, Sony G Master, they've developed this history for being very consistent, very sharp, and this is certainly doing that. But Sony G Masters also have a history of being incredibly expensive. And I'm not saying that this is an affordable lens, but when you consider the price and where it fits in the Sony lineup and also the competition that's out there for other brands, well, then it actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, Nikon, Canon, they've got their 180-400 and 200-400 f4 lenses. They're well over $10,000. Now, consider this is starting at 100 millimeters and it's only giving up a third of a stop and it's way easier to carry around. Then this isn't really too bad. And even compared to something like the older Sony 100-400, which is an f4 5.5/6, yeah, a little bit more money here, but I think it's worth it to get the extra optical consistency and that straight f4.5 aperture all the way through. Now, I do think we also have to give some attention to the Sigma 300-600 f4. That is an awesome lens. Yeah, more expensive, but justifiably so. That's giving us a fast aperture and way more telephoto range. And so I think for more serious wildlife, I would probably go that route, even though it's a lot more to carry around. I just want to have that extra telephoto range and the fast aperture at the same time. But I think for a lot of people looking for something more manageable, that are okay with that 400mm range, maybe you're willing to crop, or maybe you're willing to use a teleconverter and accept the light loss when you need it, this is a really good choice, guys. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. I had fun with it. Hopefully you guys had fun watching this. Check out the PetaPixel podcast. It's on this exact same channel or all your favorite podcasting apps. And do consider supporting us with a PetaPixel.com membership to get all these great benefits. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you soon with more on PetaPixel.